Buenos días. Good morning, students. Let's learn Spanish with Jayashree Sharma. I welcome you all to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the present continuous tense. Vamos a discutir sobre el gerundio. Let's discuss the usage of present continuous tense. Present continuous tense in Spanish or in English, it can be used for the actions which are happening at the moment. For example, she is cooking in the kitchen. It can also be used for the actions that are temporary. Example, they are staying in London for a few days. It can also be used for definite future plans. For example, I'm going hiking tomorrow. So we are going to use the present continuous tense or el gerundio for the actions which are happening at the moment, for the actions that are temporary, and for the definite future plans. In Spanish, the present continuous tense is used to talk about something that is happening at this very moment. The present continuous tense is formed from the present tense of estar and the gerund of the verb. The gerund is the form of the verb that ends in ando for AR verbs or yendo for ER and IR verbs, and it is the same as the ing form of the verb in English. So let's conjugate estar plus gerundio. Estar will be conjugated in 6 different subject pronouns: estoy, estás, esta, estamos, estáis, están. Gerundio part will be formed after removing AR, ER, IR from the verbs. From the AR verbs, we will remove AR first and we will be adding ando. From ER and IR verbs, we will be removing ER and IR and we will be adding yendo. Ejemplos: cantar becomes cantando, comer becomes comiendo, vivir becomes viviendo. For example, Pedro está estudiando física. Pedro is studying physics. Ellos están comiendo marisco. They are eating the seafood. Estamos viviendo en Berlin. We are living in Berlin. Once again, I repeat myself. Let's conjugate the gerund of AR, ER, IR verbs. Verbs that are ending with AR, we will drop AR from the verbs and then we will be adding ando. Suppose the verb is cantar, we will remove AR from the verb and we add ando. The verb becomes cantando. With ER and IR verbs, we will remove ER first and we will add yendo. Beber is the verb. We will remove ER and we are going to add yendo in the verb and it becomes bebiendo. Similarly, with IR verbs, we will remove IR from the verb and we are going to add yendo in the verb. Vivir is the verb and we have removed IR and we are going to add yendo and it is becoming viviendo. We have some other examples. Trabajar, we will remove AR and we will add ando, it becomes trabajando. We have another verb, saludar, it will become saludando. We have two more verbs, bailar and comer. Bailar will become bailando and comer will become comiendo. Now, let's conjugate the regular verbs in gerundio. As I earlier said, that after removing AR from the verbs, we will be adding ando. So let's see some examples of AR verbs in gerundio. Hablar, hablando, cantar, cantando, cenar, cenando, bailar, bailando, estudiar, estudiando. With ER verbs, first we are going to remove ER from the verbs and we will be adding ENDO. Beber becomes bebiendo. Comer, comiendo. Aprender, aprendiendo. With IR verbs, once again we remove IR from the verb and we add ENDO. Escribir, escribiendo. Vivir, viviendo. So you see, it's very simple to form the gerund part of the verb in Spanish. Let's have a look on some of the verbs which are irregular in Gerundio. Let's first discuss the first category of stem changing verb where E is changing to I in Gerundio. We have the first verb decir where E is getting changed into I and it becomes diciendo, diciendo. Mentir where E is changing into I and the verb becomes mintiendo, mintiendo. Pedir becomes pidiendo, pidiendo. Reír becomes riendo, riendo. Repetir, repitiendo, repitiendo. Servir, sirviendo, sirviendo. Sentir, sintiendo, sintiendo. Vestir, vistiendo, vistiendo. The second stem changing category is where O is changing to U. The first verb is dormir and it is durmiendo, durmiendo. The second verb is morir which becomes muriendo, muriendo. The third category is yendo categories where after removing ER, IR from the verb, we will be adding yendo. Creer becomes creyendo. Caer becomes cayendo. Construir becomes construyendo. Huir becomes huyendo. Ir, yendo. Leer, leyendo. Oír, oyendo. Traer, trayendo. So these are some of the irregular verbs of Gerundio. We will learn that how are we going to conjugate the reflexive verbs in Gerundio. As you all know, reflexive verbs, they always end with se or se. That se part in Spanish is always conjugated in 6 different pronouns. These 6 different pronouns are me, te, se, nos, os, se. So we will be using all these pronouns either before the conjugations of estar or we can put them or place them after the gerund part of the verb in Gerundio. You can also see that in the picture that we have 2 options to use se part in Gerundio. First, we can use before the conjugation of the verb estar or we can always use them after the gerund part of the verb. Let me give you one example here. Either I can say estoy duchándome, estoy duchándome, or I can say me estoy duchando, me estoy duchando. So your takeaway from this video is that we have learned the present continuous tense and its grammatical structure. We have also discussed the regular verbs and the irregular verbs in present continuous tense. I hope you all have liked this video. Please subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Hasta pronto.